Hello everybody, this is Aaron Kane from Kane Motorsports. If you're setting up a legend car, you've probably heard about spring smashers, but do you really need one? Today we're diving into the pros and cons of using a spring smasher and taking a close look at this absolute beast of a machine, the Ultra Force from Wehrs Machine and Race Products. This thing is no ordinary manual tool, even though it's listed as a manual spring smasher. It's built like a tank, designed to handle the precision tuning while making your life in the shop a whole lot easier. From rating springs with pinpoint accuracy to dialing in your setup without needing scales, this machine changes the game for legend car racing. But is it worth the investment? Stick around as we break down everything you need to know about the Ultra Force and whether a spring smasher belongs in your shop. The Ultra Force load machine by Wehrs Machine is an incredibly well-built and powerful spring smasher. I want to highlight some of the key features that aren't always obvious from the standard product description. This machine is significantly heavier than it looks. It's got to weigh over 200 pounds. It's solid and has rigid construction. With a 3,500 pound force capacity, it can handle extreme loads without flexing, which makes compressing these legend springs a breeze. All components are CNC machined with tight tolerances, ensuring high precision and durability. Unlike most manual machines, this one offers automated features for precision spring testing. You can store your shock center-to-center measurements in the system, allowing you to automatically test your springs at their natural ride height repeatedly. This eliminates the guesswork and manual adjustments required by traditional machines, ensuring consistent and accurate load readings every time. Simply select the pre-measurement for your desired corner, and the machine will automatically compress the spring to the exact ride height, making the process fast, precise, and repeatable. The Ultra Force comes with a high-quality load cell that provides accurate and repeatable measurements within less than a pound of variance. The built-in travel measurement system reads in thousandths of an inch, allowing for exact measurement. As an added benefit, each Ultra Force machine comes standard with heavy-duty wheels, allowing it to be easily moved from the shop to the trailer. This machine also includes a surge protector, making it safe for generator power at the racetrack. A built-in alarm system prevents overextension or over-compression of a spring, ensuring safe operation. This machine can also be upgraded with advanced graphing software, making it suitable for super late models that run bump stops, allowing for more even detailed suspension tuning. The Ultra Force load machine isn't just another spring smasher. It's an advanced precision tool designed to save time, increase accuracy, and improve performance. It's built to handle legend cars and beyond, making spring testing easier and more reliable than ever. Using the Ultra Force load machine to rate springs is simple, consistent, and repeatable. Here are a few key factors in getting accurate results. First, ensure the spring is loose in the machine. Now set your center-to-center measurement, for example, 14.75 inches, and hit start. The machine now will automatically position the spring at that length and display the initial load, which might read around 37 pounds. Next, hit the second 0 button to reset the counter. This allows you to measure the load increase at each inch of travel. Since springs are rated in pounds per inch, we lower the center-to-center measurement by exactly 1 inch, down to 13.75 inches, and press start. The machine compresses the spring and the load cell provides the force reading. If you're testing a 280-pound spring, you should see a reading close to 280 pounds, confirming its accuracy. This particular one is about 278. Many people stop after 1 inch of travel, but strings can behave differently over multiple inches of compression. To get a more complete picture, I repeat the process at another inch of travel down to 12.75 inches. Zero out the load again and take another reading. This helps verify the consistency and detects any rate changes as the spring further compresses. Let's say you're running a 280-pound right front spring, but the car feels way too loose on entry and you want to stiffen it up. Without a spring smasher, you'd have to rely on measuring frame heights at the track, which is difficult and inaccurate. But with the Ultra Force Spring Smasher, you can swap springs while maintaining precise ride height and load numbers without needing scales. To do this, first place your current spring in the machine and check the load at ride height. In this case, the 280-pound spring is carrying 313 pounds of force. That is going to be our baseline. Now, what we're going to do is swap it for a stiffer 347-pound spring. Once installed, the new spring reads 426 pounds upon load, which is over 100 pounds more than before. If we put it on the car like this, it would drastically change the ride height, crossweight, caster, and camber, and toe. These are things that we do not want to alter. To fix this, we back off on the collar in small increments, unloading the spring until we return to our original ride height, which is at 313 pounds of load. A few adjustments later, we hit the number dead on. Now we've successfully changed the spring rate without affecting the weight distribution or suspension geometry. This method ensures consistent handling changes without the unwanted side effects, making setup adjustments faster and more precise. One of the more powerful features of the Ultra Force Spring Smasher by Wehrs is its ability to measure the exact amount of force each spring is under during the race. Why is this important? Understanding dynamic weight transfer helps you fine-tune your suspension setup for different track conditions. Generally speaking, stiffer springs work better on higher bank tracks, while softer springs are preferred on flatter surfaces. But instead of guessing, this machine lets you make data-driven decisions. Here's how it works. After running laps on the track, remove the shock and spring assembly from the car. If you've installed shock travel indicators, like these small yellow discs found on AFCO shocks, you'll see how much the spring has compressed during cornering. Place the assembly into the spring smasher and return it to ride height. Now, using the manual control, raise the spring until it just touches the travel indicator. The load cell will then display the exact amount of force that was applied to the wheel during cornering. For example, if you see 827 pounds on the right front, you then can analyze whether your spring rate is ideal. This data allows you to fine-tune your suspension for different track conditions. After your first practice session, you can analyze how much weight is transferring and adjust accordingly. No guesswork required. The Ultra Force Spring Smasher is a game changer for dialing in the perfect setup. So, do you need a spring smasher for your legend car? If you're serious about dialing in your legend setup, a spring smasher can be a game changer. But is it worth the investment? Let's break down the pros and cons so you can decide if this is a tool that belongs in your shop. First of all, the incredible, accurate, and repeatable data is incredibly important. No more guessing or inconsistencies while swapping out your springs. You get precise numbers every time. The machine is heavy duty and built to last. This machine is a tank, it's rugged, reliable, and it's upgradable for future race cars. This machine is a massive time saver for us. Expect to cut hours off your shop time by eliminating tedious setup processes. For us, that means us saving about 30 hours over the course of this season. On-track adjustments without the guesswork. No more worrying about geometry changes or throwing off crossweight. Just swap the springs and go. Saves you money on shocks. Instead of carrying multiple shock sets to experiment with the track, this machine lets you fine-tune your setup with the shocks you currently have in your car. Better spring rate calculations. By measuring dynamic loads on individual tires, you get a deeper understanding of how your car reacts at different tracks. $4,000 is a serious investment. If you're looking only at racing a single track all season, you might not need it. But if you're like us, racing 9 different tracks this summer, the time and effort it saves makes it 100% worth it. For Kane Motorsports, this is going to be a tool that pays for itself in time saved and better setups. But every team is different, so the real question is does a Spring Smasher make sense for your racing program? What do you think? Drop a comment below.